Yeah, the best part about it is I'm pretty sure I pulled a muscle in my back doing that too.
Ew.
Yeah, it's gonna make sitting here really, really fun tonight.
You can't.
Oh
I
God,
told you
what?
should have canceled.
Nah. The show must go on. Speaking of
As
which,
your enabler, I normally agree with you, but
see, that's not true. You mentioned how you're my enabler. Uh, the co-hosts of the shows that I've done are always the ones like, no, just take the night off. You'll be fine. Because you
I
guys
didn't say
are
I was good at my job. I just said I was your enabler.
you enable my less than civil side. Put it that way. But when
Yeah,
it comes to
well,
yeah, yeah.
gotta get something right.
Welcome to the show, guys. This is Monkey in the Morning. I'm Monk. He's Jack. Say hi, Jack.
Hi, everybody.
What we're talking about is I'm not feeling well. I was fine half an hour ago, Jack. I was fine. And then just out of nowhere, I wonder if I'm a little bit dehydrated.
Probably the heat is really kicking my ass. So,
Yeah.
have you been drinking water?
You're serious, aren't you? No, I haven't. I'm good.
No, I haven't. I'm good. No, clearly you're dehydrated.
I'm awesome, is what I am.
Awesome.
Jack, how the hell are you tonight, man?
Yeah,
Just
I stayed up way too late. Ran
Oh.
around, did a bunch of dumb shit in the heat, and now I'm paying for it. Not quite as bad as you, but
I think this is the curse of Phoebe. I had to give her medicine tonight, her topical stuff, which she hates.
oh,
Lady Monkey was like, "You want me to do it?" I'm like, "No," because I don't like when her or my son do it because Phoebe holds a grudge against them. The last time that Lady Monkey gave Phoebe her thing, she wouldn't go near her for 2 weeks.
wow.
2 weeks. She let me pet her 5 minutes after I did it because she's like, "I hate you, but okay, pet me." She has certain priorities. I'm telling you, I'm positive that cat just imprinted on me when I saved her from the lady's garage, and so I'm dad to her for real.
Aw.
Before the show, thank you, Snubber. Saw your post on ICE versus gangs. We'll get to that later. The war on drugs we always wanted but never got. Best part is already looks like a war zone, so no one will notice. This goes to a vice mayor in a town out there in LA that we'll get to in a little while. Thank you, JB. Today I learned something interesting. Did you know that the Soviets declared war on Japan the day after the U.S. dropped the A bombs? They surrendered before the USSR had a real chance to occupy any land. I feel like I've heard that before, but it's a very vague memory if I did. Thank you, Shiogarath. Mexicans prefer warm soda, no ice. Well played. And over on the Streamlabs, thank you so much, Dark Resurrect, for that feminist $12. I like a feminist $12. You know why, Jack?
That's a nice number, and it's fun to say feminist donation.
I like the idea that I'm using feminists to make money.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's all it comes down to. But thank you, Dark. In my professional medical opinion, drink water, fat man. I'll take that under advisement. And tall person, thank you. Good morning. Just found out Ethan Klein might sue Taylor Lorenz. Lorenz accused Klein of SA on a woman. Happy National Catfish Day. Catfish, talking about it's a Taylor. That's a good day for her. She posed as a young woman. This is a true story. To find out about horrible stuff going on Roblox. So she starts just randomly tweeting young girls who play Roblox at posing as a young girl.
That's creepy.
Yeah, it's real creepy. Anyway.
Wow.
Jack, I heard one of the most ingenious things I think I've ever heard. It's dirty. I want to say that up front. But one of the most ingenious things ever today. I'm a big fan of Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You know that, right?
Absolutely.
And I have all of the seasons on my Amazon account. That way I can literally watch them anywhere. When I go to my father-in-law's house, I turn on my Amazon on my phone and I watch it as I'm going to sleep. And
Nice.
what's always bugged me about that is that they have episodes you can't watch. They've been blacklisted. And I
Yeah.
know these are horrible jokes we make in this one. And a couple months ago, they finally released one of them. They made D-Day available.
Oh, okay.
What bothers me about it is I have to buy this. It's not like it's out there for everybody. If you want to censor some on like Hulu or something where it's, just part of the package, I don't like it, but okay. I purchased these. So clearly I'm okay with the humor in them. Well, they recently came out with a new thing, Jack, where you can pay extra to get the censored episodes.
What?
Ain't that some shit?
Wow.
I'm a little impressed with how dirty that shit is.
Well, I guess it's the trade-off you're gonna have to take if you really want to watch those. You gotta fork over a couple extra bucks.
Yeah, it costs another $3 to be able to watch that shit.
That's fucking ludicrous.
It
People
is,
need
man.
to just stop being pussies.
I agree with you on that, but from a business standpoint, I mean, they just got $3 more out of me for the episodes I thought I was already buying.
Yeah, I suppose.
So after this, I'm going to go watch all of the episodes I've never been able to watch.
Oh, like D-Date's a retard.
No, that one's, believe it or not, D-Date's a retarded person is not one of the banned episodes.
Oh, wow. That used to be one of the banned ones. So that's not, they finally got more vile. And they're like, all right, that one's not that bad.
The amount of ones that are in there, like the one where let's start with the first episode where Charlie drops an N-bomb. That one's still on there. There's one I was thinking of. Oh, the one where D tricks the guy into thinking she's helping him, and instead she's got him dancing with his junk in his daughter's face.
Yeah.
That one's there. The implication, that's there.
That one I'm surprised is there.
When they go the one with where they're on the cruise ship.
Oh yeah.
D talks about the implication from her point of view. That's
yeah.
So yeah, I'm very curious what's in these episodes, and especially with the release of D-Day, because I know at least one of the episodes is because there's blackface in it, which doesn't make sense because one of the lethal weapons hasn't been banned, and it's got D in blackface and Mac in blackface.
That's right.
But then they release D-Day, where you got not just blackface, but Asian face, and not just Asian face. You have Jerry Lewis levels of Asian face.
Yeah. I have to admit it was a funny episode though.
It was funny as shit.
I mean, I hate Jerry Lewis, but that was funny.
So I am very curious to watch it and see if I can point out what I think was the issue. Anyway, speaking of the issue, Jack, today New York City had the primary for their Democratic mayor.
Yeah.
Mayor Adams is still running again. He's the incumbent, but he has switched party affiliation. He is an independent now, so he's probably going to lose. He doesn't have the backing of a major party behind him anymore, but he will be on the ballot. But the big fight was Mario Cuomo. No, not Mario. Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah, Grandma Slayer.
Yeah, Grandma Slayer versus Zoran Mamdani.
Who sounds like a villain from a Sinbad movie.
Right?
What are you, a wizard from the 8th Voyage of Sinbad? What's happening here?
What's funny is you said Sinbad movie, and I knew you meant the character Sinbad, but I immediately went to Sinbad the comedian.
Yeah, I thought about that right after I said it. I was like, oh, somebody's going to think I meant the other one.
Which, in fairness, he could be a villain in that kind of Sinbad movie, too.
Now, if we could get Sinbad to play Sinbad. I would watch that movie.
Oh, sure. I'm shocked that never came up or they never made it happen.
Yeah,
I mean,
he could pull it off.
Sinbad as Sinbad.
Yeah, I mean, I think he had potential to be an actual okay actor. Because I've seen a lot of his movies, and his stand up is a little over the top, and he's comedic, obviously. But I think he's not the worst actor I've ever seen. So I would watch him portray Sinbad in a slightly comedic, wacky adventure.
I was watching a movie the other day, an old movie, and Sinbad was in it, and I forgot he was. He was a bit player in it. He was like a teacher. I don't remember what it was, though. Every so often, I'll watch a movie, an old movie, and be like, oh, fuck, I didn't even realize that person was in this.
I do that a lot, but usually I recognize the B-movie actors.
True, fair, yeah.
Yeah, because like I was watching Friday the 13th Part 5, and there was one of the sheriff in that movie was in Keep My Grave Open. And I was like, hey!
Yeah, keep going, I'm sorry.
No, I recognized him, and I was like, oh my god, that's Gene Ross. So there you go. It's just never know, because a lot of the actors in like the 70s and 80s especially, Hollywood was so controlled, you would see the same people in tons of different things because they had good agents.
Katie asked Sinbad from Jingle All the Way. It actually hurts me a little bit that's what you know Sinbad from.
Again, a much hated movie that isn't as bad as everybody makes it out to be.
It's not. It's not a good movie, but it's not as bad as several others.
Oh, I have seen so many worse movies than Jingle All the Way. Is it a good movie? No. Is it a fun movie? Yes.
Yeah, it's fun enough. It to me, it's very much like Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah.
Which I like Kindergarten Cop, and I like Jingle All the Way, but it becomes one of those things that it becomes an online meme to hate on it.
Yeah.
And so is what it is.
Yeah, except Nickelback, world. They actually blow.
Was it a different world that Sinbad was the teacher in? Maybe that's what I was thinking of.
Oh, it might have been. Yeah.
Because I was watching some videos on different 80s TV shows, and one of them was spin-offs that you didn't know was a spin-off. Like, how'd you not know that Denise Huxtable was from the Cosby Show?
Yeah, I was going to say, that was a pretty obvious one.
Anyway, so to our mayoral race here. Andrew Cuomo concedes to Zoran Mamdani in New York City mayoral primary. Here's the thing, though, Jack. He hasn't actually won yet. And he probably won't win tonight.
Is that because of the ranked choice voting?
Because of ranked choice voting, indeed. So see, guys, in New York City, they do what they call ranked choice voting. And here's how the vote totals are right now. Make sure that that's up on the screen. Yeah, okay. Zamdani, whatever his fucking name is, I don't even care. He is at 43%. Cuomo's at 36%. And you might be like, oh, so he won. No. Since nobody got 50% of the vote, what they do now is they take that bottom person there, Whitney Tilson, and Whitney, she gets erased from history, Jack. Everybody who voted for her, their vote for her no longer counts. And they then have to rank who they want second most. That becomes their new vote, and it gets assigned to that person. And if that's not enough to 50%, then Zelnor Miri, I don't know how you say her name either, don't care.
Making up D&D names now.
They really are. That person, the same thing happens. They no longer count. Their second choice, unless it was Whitney, becomes their first choice. And they keep doing that round by round until somebody has 50%, which might be the gayest way of voting I've ever heard of. I think if you go into the voting booth and they stick a dick in your mouth and your butt at the same time, it's less gay voting than this.
Yeah, this is some weird round robin tournament shit.
Yeah.
I understand why people like the idea of it, because when somebody first describes it to you, it sounds like, oh, okay, it'll just sort itself out. I can see why people believe that, but then in practice, it's just this big clusterfuck. Real quick though, thank you, tall person. Happy National Parchment Day. Refers to the parchment used in cooking and baking. Oh, okay.
Oh, parchment paper. I know what that is.
You know, I've never used that stuff. There's a roll of it in the kitchen, and I don't know how old it is or where it came from. It just sort of spawned in the kitchen, I think. It makes food more nutritious by helping to preserve nutrients and simplifies preparation and cleanup. Oh, it's made with cellulose. It's disposable, compostable, and eco-friendly. See, that's some ancient knowledge stuff that I'm not familiar with because I don't, cook.
Yeah, Jack microwaves. So
Yeah, microwave. I know how to use a George Foreman grill and
okay.
a oven, toaster oven.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't use parchment paper on the George Foreman grill. Just in case you were curious.
Yeah, I kind of figured because I found out tinfoil doesn't go too well on there either.
No.
I'm not much of a cook. Okay, I can make hamburger helper. I can make spaghetti. I can make very simple things. I have a wok. Never been able to use it because by the time I got the wok, because it was on like a wish list I had, I ended up moving and the new place didn't have a big stove. So, and then the place I've been living at last couple of years, I just had a hot plate because there's no stove at all there. And now I don't have a stove because the stove here is broken. So I was like, well, I'm never going to use that wok. So I don't need to learn how to cook, apparently. The universe is telling me, don't bother. Just eat raw flesh.
Guns and Water says ranked choice is a subversive plot to screw the front runner and give the election to the loser. True. The funny thing is, I don't know if they did it before Adams, but in both Adams' case and likely in this one, the ranked choice still ends up going to the winner. Because chances are Zoran isn't that the name of the thing in Big?
No, I think Zoran is the
Zoltan.
guy that, yeah, that's Zoltan.
Okay.
Zoran is the guy that leads the Power Rangers.
Okay.
The little head in the tube.
Yeah, I've never watched a whole episode of Power Rangers.
Yeah, and Zoltan
or
is
any
also
of the movies.
I think the dog from like Satan's Dog, and there's a movie called Zoltan, Hound of Dracula, or Hound of Dracula, or Hound of Satan. I don't remember. Anyway, and Dude, Where's My Car? It's the cult leader's name.
Zoltan or Zoran?
Zoltan.
Okay.
It's a cool sounding name. Zoran sounds like a wizard.
Zoran here, he still could lose this thing. My guess is he's gonna win it, Jack, but mathematically he definitely could still lose this.
Yeah. It sounds like Grandma Slayer's dropping out though.
Yeah, he conceded, but so did Al Gore. So I mean,
yeah, that's true.
It doesn't mean much. But are you surprised NYC went with a Muslim socialist?
No, because New York City's full of dumb shits. And we've seen that time and time again.
I guess I could put this article back on the screen while we're still talking about it. I did put out into the world, and I do mean this. I will give $1 to any reporter who asks this man how many witnesses he believes or he needs to believe a woman got raped.
I believe the standard is 4.
I just want one of these goddamn reporters to treat a Muslim candidate the way they would treat a Christian or a Jew and be like, hey, what about this weird shit that you believe?
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen because they're a protected class of conqueror, and communists are the same way.
How did the height of progressiveness get to be electing Muslims?
Because it's another authoritarian.
I really need to understand that because all of their rhetoric, like This guy here, he has a tweet about from like 2020 about how queer pride or queer empowerment is to get rid of the police. Don't worry, guys. He doesn't believe in getting rid of the police anymore. No. But does anybody believe that a hardcore Muslim or anybody that calls themselves Muslim really gives a rat's ass about the queer community?
No.
Pumpkin Trucker, thank you. And here I was thinking Zoran was the humongous chick. Oh, that was her name, wasn't it? So, fuck, I forget her full name, but that is very close to it. We were just talking about this, last night before? Yeah, it had to be last night. Islam isn't compatible with Western values, and they're certainly not programmed. They're not compatible with the rhetoric that comes out of the left in America.
Yeah.
Women's rights, gay rights at all.
Rights for women and non-Muslims? The world you living in.
They went pretty hard after Trump for his hardcore fundamental Christianity.
The man with like 4 wives who cheated on them.
But that's a real thing they did. But this guy, suicidal. Well, in that case, it really does make sense. They picked him. Just saying.
Yeah.
That's a suicide bomber joke, guys.
They're like, Londonistan, we want to copy that model.
Went to vote. Not a lot of people showed up. Well, I did the math on this, and the totals are not that different than 2021 when they had the last mayor election. Or the primary race. They had about 800,000 votes, which is about what they had in this one so far. It's actually a little bit more. I'm not saying that your precinct didn't have many people there voting, but yeah, for the Democratic mayoral primary, it's pretty similar. The difference in this one is that Zoran here, am I even close to saying his name right? Zorani, I don't fucking care. He is blowing out the others by a much higher margin than Adams did. There was actually a time in 2021 where it looked like Adams could lose. Do you know they went through 8 rounds of ranked choice in 2021? 8 fucking rounds to get the guy who was the guy who won anyway. Huh. But yeah, Adams has decided after the Democratic Party tried throwing him in prison that he didn't want to be a part of them anymore.
Yeah, weird how that works, isn't it?
I think this is an excellent opportunity for the Republicans, and they're going to screw it up because the guy that they picked is running around wearing a beret for some reason.
He was founder of the Guardian Angels. The guys who ride the subway.
Yeah, I know what the Guardian Angels are. That explains his little gay beret, I suppose. If you're not special forces in the U.S. military, don't wear a beret. You just look gay.
He should just tell people he was in the Warriors.
Yeah.
I think people would get that reference a lot more.
But this would be a perfect time to fight against this. You know how easy it's going to be? You're not going to have to pay attention to Adams because, let's be honest, he's your best choice if you want to beat Zoran right now. Zoran. Jack, you're supposed to check your Streamlabs, bud.
Oh, thank you, Dark Resurrect, for that feminist donation. You know, I, for one, am all for New York City living in the socialist dream. Rent freezes and state-owned grocery stores. Dude, if they went full commie in New York, that place would look like the Warriors within about 2 weeks. Because that place is going to fall apart. In 1 year or 2 years, it's going to look like Escape from New York.
I am all for New York City doing whatever the fuck New York City wants to do. What I'm not okay with is what we saw Adams do. When he's like, this is a sanctuary city. And we're like, here, take all these fucking illegals. And they're like, I need federal money for this.
Yeah. I'm a little tired of everybody freeloading off the federal government, which means the rest of us are paying for it.
Yeah, do it with your own goddamn money. Leave us out of it.
Damn right. Thank you, Dark. Appreciate it, man.
You want to have these stupid ass commie policies? And for the record, I put socialism on the thumbnail, but socialism is just commie light, guys. It's, I know I say this all the time, but it's because it's accurate. Socialism is the step Marx believed you had to go through to get to communism. Otherwise, you would have violent revolts. Look it up. Don't take my word for it. Go read the Communist Manifesto and then burn the thing when you're done with it so nobody else reads it.
I have an analogy.
Did you say burn books? Yep. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, that's not a book. That's a satanic ritual.
It's an evil tome. Yeah.
Yeah. That's some dark magic shit that nobody should be allowed to. Socialism is the Duplo blocks that build you up to communism, which are the Legos of evil.
Yes. It's the Duplo Marxism.
Yeah.
Zima. Look.
That's a panty dropper, man. Zima. Oh man.
I got panties dropped without alcohol.
I did a lot better with the alcohol, being funny with a drunk chick on Zima, because that shit tastes like 7-Up, and party chicks love that shit. College girls love Zima. Oh man, I will forever be grateful for the Zima.
I'm not shocked by the Democrats here, Jack.
Not me either.
It is a little bit disturbing that this guy's openly socialist. He's not even pulling the Bernie Sanders bullshit of I'm a democratic socialist.
Oh, they don't need to hide it anymore.
No. And that's why I hate Bernie Sanders and his ill-fated campaigns, because all it was a stepping stone. Because it used to be the charge of socialism would end your career. And then Bernie came out like, I'm a democratic socialism. And it's how commies do shit. They plant the seed and play the long game. I'm laughing my ass off right now. Hopefully at us. I hope. I hope you're not watching something else and they're funnier than us. Anyway.
That'd be hard. We're pretty awesome.
Not much more to say about this other than good luck, New York. To all of those who are sane in that city, get out. Just leave.
Yeah, because you get what you fucking deserve, New York, you dump.
Same thing we said to people in Portland, what we tell Seattleites. Is it Seattleite? Seattletonian?
Oh, shitholians.
Shitholians, yeah. Get the fuck out. Stop making New York so popular. This isn't the 1800s where we have to have this trade route into New York. We could move shit to the rest of the country. We could have ports all up and down the eastern seaboard. You don't have to do it there in New York.
We just have to rename it New Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Nobody will be able to find it then. They won't care.
We got huge shipyards not that far down in Virginia. It's maybe half a day longer by sea. I'm just saying, go make Virginia a nicer place. Go overwhelm the fucking shitbag commies over there.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving along with our show today. Am I faking it pretty well, Jack?
Yeah, you're doing a pretty good job.
Thanks. This is what the donation at the beginning of the show was about. This lady, we'll look it up when we're done watching this, but she is a vice mayor somewhere in LA, and the ACLU named her, I don't know, head of gangs. I forget what the ACLU, what she does for them. But she went to her social media account and posted this, and now the FBI is like, we need to talk to you.
Not for nothing, but I want to know where all the cholos are at in Los Angeles.
All over. I've seen LA. It's like 90% cholo.
18th Street, Florencia. Where's the leadership at? Because you guys are all about territory, and this is 18th Street, and this is Florencia. You guys tag everything up, claiming hood. And now that your hood's being invaded by the biggest gang there is, there ain't a peep out of you. It's everyone else who's not about the gang life that's out there protesting and speaking up.
She's calling on gangs to come fight ICE, Jack.
Yeah, I mean, how could that possibly go wrong? This is what happens when you have a permissive society and you let people that have a different cultural perspective than the native land start running things in that native land. You end up with third world dumbasses.
This would be stupid coming from an ordinary citizen. This is the vice mayor of a city there.
Yeah. This is disturbing. This is actually incredibly dangerous.
It's a government official calling on gangs to come fight federal law enforcement.
That's why people like the president swear to defend the country from threats foreign and domestic.
Yep.
We're out there like fighting our turf, protecting our turf, protecting our people. And like, where you at? Bien calladito.
Your people, the illegals? You're
Well,
a vice mayor of an American city, you fucking retard.
Oh no, her people. This is that La Raza nonsense.
Oh, believe me, yeah. La Raza's been on the march for 20 years.
Yeah, at least.
And I mean, they've been around a lot longer than that. I want to say it's about 20 years ago that they really started kicking up their nonsense. And it's why we have a lot of the immigration issues we have south of our border there.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to take back California. No, you're not. Keep fucking around. We might take northern Mexico, though. Keep fucking with us.
Bien calladitos.
And she goes into saying it in Spanish, which I don't care about. But yeah.
The language of my gardener. What?
This is do they not give her name? Anyway, it's from Chude County in Chude, a city in Los Angeles County down there. And she's like, send out the cholos. We got to stop the bad, man. That's
third world mentality, dude.
That was my Russian accent. Thank you. I believe that deserved a laugh. What else do I want to talk about today? Don't care about that one. Don't care about that one. Apparently, Khloe Kardashian's turning 41, and I only know that because the chick who runs Twitter, I follow her, and she's like, "Happy birthday, Khloe!"
Frau Blucher.
This one might get us in trouble.
What? No.
This one might. Guys, remember last night I told you I was going to get hit with copyright for that chick because she played music in her video? I got hit for the copyright on that.
That's such nonsense.
That's all right. I'm taking the music out of it, so it'll be available in all territories again. I didn't get like a copyright strike. They just blocked it in certain areas, which I don't understand. Claim my revenue. I get that. I don't understand, like, okay, only some people can listen to our song through your thing. I didn't pick the music in it. The fat bitch did it that we were responding to.
Yeah.
But I don't get what they gain by blocking it completely in some areas.
I don't know. There's always weird reasons behind that stuff. And, I don't really get it.
You guys could have made 30 cents. I wouldn't even have challenged that. I wouldn't have changed nothing. If I use your stuff and you're like, hey, that's mine, and you just claim the revenue on it, I'm mostly okay with it.
Yeah, it's usually pennies. That's why.
It's not even that. I mean, if I'm actually using your stuff in a way that I shouldn't be, then I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, take the revenue. In this one, I really do want to fight it because, I mean, this goes to the Prince case we talked about not long ago. Yeah. It was incidental.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it because the music was there. You can see it from the video, but I'm just too fucking lazy. That's all. Anyway.
It doesn't take much to trigger a child's imagination. You know what they're thinking. Every youngster goes through it when they visit an airport.
Is TWA even a thing anymore?
No, they went out of business 20-some years ago.
Yeah, was that with the recession, or was that because of their shoddy business practices.
Shoddy business practices, if I recall correctly. They went bankrupt, but it was just their shit. Because it was like, I'm going to say like 1990s they went out.
I'm just going to throw this out there. I've heard about far less planes crashing since TWA went out of business.
Yeah, I actually rode on their planes before.
I've only ridden on a commercial plane a couple of times, and I think it was United, but maybe it was American. I don't remember. I was a kid.
American bought them in 2001.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Anyway, so this is a TWA plane. Have you ever had to go to the tarmac to get upstairs to go to a plane?
No. That seems kind of trashy and a little sketchy. Like, hey guys, this discount airlines want you to go up into this plane that's totally not stolen. It's totally legit. We are not abducting you.
I always just think like the plane doesn't have a reverse on it. They can't find a way to get it to go backwards, so they can't pull up to the gates.
Yeah, or they're too lazy to make another loop. I don't know. I don't trust that. If they're like, you got to go out on the tarmac, go up the stairs, I'm like, no.
No,
nice
thanks.
Try, FBI. You're not renditioning this guy that easily.
We did have to do this when, I did fly later in my life too, when I was like 16, when my grandpa died. When we flew up here to Michigan, we flew into whatever the shithole airport is there in Detroit. And then we took a little puddle jumper over to Grand Rapids. Ooh. And yeah, that plane, I'm pretty sure the wings were flapping.
Yeah, a lot of those little planes are super sketchy.
We did have to go down to the tarmac to get on that, but not onto a big plane. I can forgive it a little more for a plane that can't quite reach the
I mean, those little like Cessnas and shit.
Don't worry, this is going somewhere, guys.
Little Jimmy, he's the pilot, handsome in his tailored uniform, the leader, confident, poised, and ready to take the big jet anywhere in the world. Kathy, she's the airline stewardess, filling the traditional woman's role of caring for the wants and needs of the passengers.
I have a couple of comments on this. One, holy shit, that's sexist. How dare you not?
That's awesome.
How dare you not think Kathy could fly the plane and the guy could take care of the passengers' needs? But I've always wondered, because I know this was a thing back in the day, but I've always wondered how pilots and stewardesses became these iconic people that they were like, oh my God, they're almost movie stars.
Propaganda, monkey. Propaganda. And great movies like Airplane.
How come we don't treat city bus drivers like this? I feel like we should.
They're way more battle hardened.
Yeah, and they use a whole bunch more, or they move a whole bunch more people than planes do.
Yeah. That's like what somebody asked me the other day where I would go during the apocalypse. Is like fucking Waffle House. Those guys are all ninja masters.
Yeah.
This would be the safest place around, and they have food. Assassin pointed out that this is how people boarded planes for decades. Yeah, but I still don't trust it. And that's why I don't fly in a lot of airplanes. I don't like flights.
Devil Pup says, remember when people used to dress nice to fly? Yeah, I mean, that when flying first is becoming a thing, yeah. And then as commercial gets bigger, especially in the 80s, people started dressing like slobs. You see airports these days, it looks like a Walmart up in that bitch. I'm just saying. But I've never understood how got the that they did for being commercial passenger pilots. You're a bus dude. Anyway,
yeah, but you're in the air.
So you're an air bus driver. That's not any better.
I mean, there's fewer stops.
Fuck, the one plane company was literally called Airbus.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them aren't very good, so.
All right, we don't need to watch much more of that. We can jump to about here. Yeah.
Never be more than a dream for Kathy nor Jimmy. Kathy will never have the opportunity to reassure an anxious passenger. Jimmy will never operate the complicated controls of a big jet liner. for Kathy and Jimmy are mentally retarded.
When I watched this video, I was not expecting the end of there. That is absolutely amazing.
That was an M. Night Shyamalan twist.
And there you go. The audience is having the right reaction there. Yeah. They can never do it because they're retarded. These days, they'd be like, look, we got a Downsy pilot. I'm sure there's a Downsy stewardess out there somewhere. And no, I will not say flight attendant. That's gay. Link, please. Hang on, guys. I will get you the link for this.
Thank you, JB. Money for Jack. Oh, I like money for me. Thank you. Been on a movie binge today. Feels good, man. Oh, man. Yeah. Hell yeah. Also, I found some rare movies on Amazon. Lol, United States. Suck it, Amazon Canada. Yeah, Amazon Canada kind of sucks.
Love these old school informational videos. I mean, the classic of classics is what Jimmy didn't know is Ralph was gay, was a homosexual. That is my favorite video ever.
Yeah. A lot of those old timey like warning things. Like, did you ever watch the Duck and Cover ones?
I've never seen them. I've seen South Park making fun of it in the one episode they did.
Oh man, they're bad. They're like, well, it's nice to have something to do while you're getting vaporized, I guess.
Wait, does this work?
I don't know. I know Internet Archive has a whole bunch of those old PSAs and stuff on them.
The button works, but I can't get it to come through the speakers. I'm not sure why. FL, thank you. The real question will be, you use the Futurama tubes.
No way.
I don't get the reference because I don't watch Futurama. What are the Futurama tubes?
They're like the vacuum tubes at the bank.
Oh, okay.
People.
Oh, no. God, no. I'm dreading going on a boat soon. Just the shaking of that water is going to kick the fuck out of my spine. So
yeah, just think what the sharks will do too.
No sharks, man. It's a man-made inland lake.
You don't know. You don't know. I saw Sharkenstein.
Unless Sharknado happens, I'm pretty safe in that water. Just saying. And it's way too warm for most fish life.
If I have learned anything from movies, it's that all things are possible.
True. Man-made sharks. That's not true. You're a liar.
Just never know what's going to happen, man. I know my luck, so it's best to be prepared for everything.
We got to talk about the Jews because we're on YouTube, and you got to talk about Jews on YouTube, Jack.
It does seem to be a popular topic, mostly Ethan Klein.
Fuck, dude. Candace Owens is getting like millions of views right now because that bitch, all she does is bitch about the Jews.
Yeah, I tell you, she must be a really bitter ex-wife type, you know?
She is, her views are storming daily.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Story.
She has a great video from about a week ago where she says, I'm not that smart. I just pay attention. Talking about the war with Iran, Jack. You know, because that happened.
I think we're done now.
Yeah, the war with Iran is going to be the worst thing. I've been paying attention. I told you people, the Jews are making Trump do it. Okay, Candace. I need to change what I said before, Jack, about Candace Owens.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I've always given her the benefit of the doubt about when she said Hitler didn't do anything wrong, or what Hitler did wrong was going outside of his country. I need to amend that to say, no, I think she meant killing Jews was okay.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Gave her the benefit of the doubt, but she has totally destroyed that.
Yeah, she's not. I don't know.
I tuned into some of her stuff, and she was bitching that Dave Portnoy, the guy from Barstool Media, he got upset because one of his friends, jokingly called him Rabbi Portnoy, and he's like, "That's not cool to make jokes like that." Which they lighten up. Excuse me. I have the hiccups now. Great. Oh my
Of course
God.
you do. It's not your dad. I told you we should have canceled.
But it was funny because she's like, he doesn't think jokes are okay. What the hell? I'm like, bitch, you had social autopsy.
Yeah.
You wanted to
the-
dox strangers for being mean on the internet.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a buddy we used to call the rabbi because he'd haggle with everybody.
There you
He
go.
was always trying to get discounts on stuff.
Dave is very touchy about the Jew stuff, and that's fine. I think he's wrong with that. I mean, a friend of his made a Jew joke, and like, calm down, homie.
Yeah, it's a joke, dude. Relax. Dial it back 6 or 7 notches.
But for Candace to be calling that out, like, excuse me, pot, kettle, you're even blacker than he is. Just saying. He's mad at a joke that a friend of his told. She wanted to dox children.
Yeah. Life ruination kind of trumps shitty jokes.
Yeah, fuck that woman. Anyway, so there was a big hubbub, and even when I logged off last night, I had a message. They really, really tried, some people on the left and in our media, to suggest that the ceasefire didn't work. It didn't work. Oh my God, Trump failed. A lot of it goes back to Iran literally was firing missiles up till 4 a.m. their time, which was apparently the cutoff. And so I see it didn't work, but it did. There have been a couple of trading of blows back and forth between the two since, but nothing extraordinary. But
yeah,
Trump,
you always get that, though. People that didn't get the memo or loose cannons.
Trump was asked about it, and thankfully somebody cleaned up this audio so that we don't have to hear that helicopter in the back. And he said this.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I need that on a soundboard. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. And yeah, that's true. They're going to fuck around and keep this going. I don't think they're really going to now. We got a news leak, I guess is the best way to describe it, where supposedly there is an assessment of our bombing where we dropped 30,000 ton bombs on these people, or pound bombs, whatever the thing is.
Yeah.
Our biggest bombs we have. You ever seen a bunker buster used?
Oh, yeah, it's crazy.
But reportedly, dropping 12 of those, we did minor damage. Almost nothing, really.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes. It was just a minor thing. We only set them back a couple of months. That's it. Snubber, thank you. Remember when Biden did something similar to Yemen? Twitter apparently didn't. I don't remember the Yemeni operations that we did. I know we fucked with them. But I honestly don't remember it. Because wasn't the Yemen thing where Yemen is fighting Saudi Arabia, and we came in and helped them out a little bit? Am I right on that? I didn't follow that very well.
Yemen is a terrorist hotbed, so we've been fucking with them for 6 or 7 years. I think since Obama, actually.
Yeah, so I don't remember the ins and outs of it. Is this... No, not that one. We'll get to that later. Oh, did I only reply to that? Fuck me. I hate when I do that. I swear I didn't. I swear people responded to me, Jack.
Oh, I'm sure they did. Your haters are gonna hate.
Anyway, the the CNN reporter who broke the Russian disinformation laptop story, Jack. She has come out and told us that she got her hands on this report that shows that we didn't do very much damage over there. Anybody want to believe her?
No.
Yeah, so why can't I find that? That's driving me nuts. So CNN with this chick, she breaks the story about the Hunter Biden laptop being Russian disinformation. She's the one who put that out into the world. She broke that story, which was utter nonsense. It was complete bullshit. And what did CNN do, Jack? Do you think they fired her? If you think they fired her, you're just wrong.
Probably gave her a show.
They promoted her. They made her first a correspondent, and I believe she now does hosting duties on the side. I can't find the actual post. That's pissing me off. I hate that. I hate when I know I said something and I can't find it, Jack. I like reading my own words. I'm a pretty funny guy. I'm a pretty smart guy. And
gosh darn it, people like you.
People like me. It's CNN. Any other normal media company, you have somebody who fucks up that badly. Somebody who, and at the time, they knew it was a lie. They knew it was. Their whole thing was, Giuliani got a hold of the thing. But yeah, the FBI had the original. And for a long time. And it wasn't until the shop owners finally like, will somebody please look at what I have here? And Giuliani was like, oh, there's an election coming up. Let's check.
You are so caught up on being factually accurate.
I know, right? I'm a horrible person. Here she is. They knew it was bullshit at the time. And their analysis on it was never that it was fake. They let the public think that, but if you go back and read the stories, it really is that they said 51 former intelligence people said it. They had workshopped the shit out of that with lawyers, Jack. And they just let the public believe that it was fake when they knew it wasn't. They didn't question any of the actual evidence shown in that laptop. Not one of them came out and said, no, there's no way Hunter was smoking crack. Not one of them came out and said, there's no way Joe Biden was siphoning money from the Chinese government. Instead, they would just go, wait, 51 sources say that this was Russian disinformation.
And that's all they needed, Monkey.
Yeah. Anyway, exclusive. See, once again, we have her with her exclusiveness. U.S. strikes on Iran nuclear facilities did not destroy the core components of the country's nuclear program. Yeah, I'm sure it held up pretty well. I hear you, kitty cat.
Yeah, she's talking to me. I don't know what she wants, though. She does that occasionally. Comes over and says hi.
She wants attention.
No, she wants something specific. She's not the type that comes up and like wants to sit on your lap too much. I think she wonders why I talk to myself.
Mm.
But she's like, is he talking to me? I better check.
Maybe she's telling you shut the hell up. She's trying to sleep.
Probably. She's sleeping on my bed again. And she does that thing where like all cats do where they like sleep at the base of your pillow and stretch out through the center of your bed so there's no way you're getting in.
When Lady Monkey goes to bed, Phoebe will come over and lay right on the side of her bed on the blankets.
Yeah, it's a domination issue. They're like, no. Can you describe your owner for us, Kenny? Owner? I'm the owner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Fuckers.
Phoebe doesn't like to get up in my lap or anything either, but she will walk over to me and either stretch out right in front of me or meow, and then she turns and she walks away, and that's her saying, follow me, human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I already fed the cat. Did that before the show. Gave her water. That I don't know what else she wants. We cleaned her litter box today. So yeah, she just likes to meow sometimes randomly.
Where are we? U.S. airstrikes on Iran's nuclear facilities did not destroy the core components of the country's nuclear program and likely only set it back by months, according to an early U.S. intel assessment. The White House says the assessment is flat out wrong. So who is CNN going to go with? The anonymous sources, Jack. The anonymous sources.
Of course they are.
I'm be honest with you. I don't know how much we set them back. I have a feeling that this is what do I want to call it? CIA propaganda by people who don't like Trump.
I mean, quite likely, because there's a ton of people still in government positions that don't like him,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't want him to get credit for anything. It's also possible that the Iranians had already moved some of the uranium somewhere else, and it's a stockpile somewhere. But we blew up all their centrifuges that we know of, and I'm
Yep.
quite certain Mossad has a much better intel grasp on that than we do. So
The same type of people who claim that Iran had no nuclear weapons program, right?
yeah, well, that was perfectly medically useful.
This is why anonymous sources shouldn't be used.
Yeah.
Tell us their names. Let us know who said it. But no. I totally trust Natasha with her stellar record for telling the truth. Her stellar record of letting us know what's really going on, Jack. I don't understand our media and how these people, I mean, I do because it's propaganda. We all know that. But don't you want some credibility to have your propaganda still work?
No, because there are plenty of people that will just blindly believe it. And Abisi makes a good point, though. Maybe Trump should listen to CNN and send those bombers back out there to finish the job.
Well, that's the other thing. The only thing that this accomplishes is more bombing.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people in the Democratic Party are a lot like Lindsey Graham. They love good war. They like to kill things, whether it's unborn babies or brown people in other countries. They love a good massacre.
Indeed.
So does Moloch.
Let's move on from massacres and keep on the Moloch trend. FBI launches probes into 3 children's hospitals for alleged genital mutilation of minors.
Yeah, I heard about this. Sounds like some hospitals are still doing the surgeries on.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but Boston Children's Hospital is one of the ones being investigated.
I figured it would be.
And it's not based on what they're doing right now. It's on whether or not they were doing them with their. You remember when they never did this on minors?
Yeah.
Despite them being on fucking video talking about doing it on minors.
They bragged about it on their website.
Yep. So finally, the FBI is getting around to the mutilation of children, which it's about time. I mean, they don't have January 6th to worry about anymore, so now they can get back to protecting children. That still irritates me that they pulled somebody off of child sexual predation and put him on January 6th, and the guy that they were looking at raped a 9-year-old.
Well, they look, the FBI was probably just jealous of his porn collection because the FBI loves kiddie porn. Let's face it.
Yeah.
Real quickly, thank you, Unit, who says, did you see the Hassan crash out over Iran? I did not. I heard that he had a little fit, but did not see it. Figured somebody like Alyssa's Clips would have it eventually, and I haven't had time to really deep dive into it.
What did he crash out over?
Bombing Iran.
Oh, I'm not shocked, but I did. He's one of the people that tweeted out about how we really didn't do any damage over there. Sure,
Hassan. Sure.
That's why the Iranians were like, "We're gonna send some bombs over, get everybody out of the way. We want to make sure we don't hurt you because we didn't do any damage to them." Anyway, this is Christina Buttons, where she's talking about Boston Children's Hospital and how they had changed their policy on their website. Internet's forever, you fucking disgusting pieces of shit. Now, what bothers me about it is they're only, as far as we know right now, looking into the ones who were doing it to 17-year-olds, which, by the way, still a minor.
Mm-hmm.
And like the doctor who bragged about how he'd done surgeries on 14-year-olds, that guy's getting away with it right now.
For now.
But fuck them, it's well past time that we got some kind of relief for children from this.
Yeah, absolutely.
The children are sad. Quick, cut off their titties. Probably not the smartest thing to do.
It would seem not.
All right. Do I want to watch that? I don't really care. Oh, this one's just funny to me. So Jasmine Crockett wanted to become the head of the House Oversight Committee.
Yeah.
For the Democrats. I don't have a story, so we'll just look at Miss Jasmine here. The ranking House member that was on the Oversight Committee, was it Jerry Connolly, died a couple weeks ago.
Oh.
Yeah, and I don't have anything nice to say about Jerry Connolly, so I'm going to leave it at that. He died, and they were jockeying for his position. Instead of her, Garcia from, I believe he's from California, name like Garcia, probably. He got it instead of her because she believed her hype. All of these people out there, Jasmine Crockett should be one of the leaders. And so she threw her hat into the ring. And according to the one article I read, there's hints that she got the least support of the people who said they wanted a shot at it.
But Garcia's been around a while.
Yes.
So, I mean, why would she get it? She's still very new.
The same reason AOC thinks she should get it, because she was what was the one she tried for not long ago? I forget. She tried to get on as the ranking member on some major committee, and they were like, "Fuck no." Because these women win the job and they think that they can go in there, and if they're the loudest, most annoying piece of shit, Marjorie Taylor Greene, AOC, Ilhan, that they deserve the leadership positions. And that's not how leadership works in Congress. It's just not. There are plenty of black women ahead of you. There are plenty of other folks who put in their time there. And you don't have to like that that's how Congress runs, but that's how Congress runs.
Yeah.
There's a reason they use terms like the leader of the Democrats and the second in charge of the Democrats. It's because they do have a hierarchy there. And you're near the bottom, sweet cheeks. You ain't been there that long.
What? But she's a strong, intelligent black woman. She deserves free stuff, monkey.
The only thing you said there that we can prove is that she's black.
I even question her on that one at this point.
And why is my ghetto accent better than yours, lady? Oh, probably because I actually lived in one and she didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. My bad. She got about as close to other black people as Biden ever got to a black person. But it just made me laugh because she got spanked. And you have all of these people who want to jump to the front of the line because they have a media presence or they're media darlings. That's not how Congress works. If you're wanting to become, go into leadership in Congress, you're talking being there at least 10 years. At least.
Yeah.
And in the Senate, probably closer to 20. But yeah. Oversight committee, was it the oversight committee she wanted? That's right. She wanted oversight and Connolly beat her out. It was his anyway. She tried to Crowley his ass and it didn't work. Because even the leadership of the Democratic Party in Congress hates these people.
I would hope so.
They are useful idiots to them. And that's how they treat them. Like, yeah, we'll let you talk a little bit, but you'll say what we tell you to say. Notice AOC is not nearly as prolific as she used to be.
Oh, yeah. Very true.
And that all happened when Nancy Pelosi pulled her aside and said, "Stop it, bitch." It's right after I believe it's probably what made Psycat leave, the guy behind her, because he was having, what did they call themselves? Justice Democrat delusions about how they were going to come in and just change everything.
Yeah.
And Nancy put her foot down, and since then, every so often we get to hear from AOC, but not much. All right. This is just some random bitch. I don't know who she is. But well,
And Iran is the last one standing. But fortunately, Iran, can actually defend itself.
sure they can, as long as we don't bring the full might of the United States against them.
As long as we're fighting like some other third world desert shithole.
I think Iran is actually powerful enough to win this thing.
I'm sorry, what?
I think Iran is strong enough to win this thing.
Can't like one of our carrier fleets decimate that entire country?
Easily, yeah. And typically we have at least 2 in that region.
Because of them?
Yeah. Iran is so weak that they farm out their military work to Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthis. That's how weak they are. If they were strong, they would have done more by now. But sure.
Even the Houthis basically chased away, Trump.
The Houthis promised to stop shooting at American ships so that we would stop bombing them. They did not chase away Trump. What are you talking about? This is such a nonsense. For those of you who don't know, we made an agreement with the Houthis that we'd stop bombing them if they'd stop shooting at our ships. That was the agreement.
Yeah, we just got bored.
And
these people are delusional.
The Houthis said that if we attacked Iran, then they'd get back to it. And they came out after the bombing of Iran and said that that's it. We're going to go after American ships. We'll see what happens with that. Because, they came to the negotiating table real quick when we started bombing their asses.
Yeah, because we literally bombed them back into the Stone Age they act like they're from.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much. They don't have a lot of infrastructure out there.
If Trump couldn't beat the Houthis, I don't know how delusional, he is, thinking that Israel can't either.
What?
I think the Israelis have shown they're probably the most competent military in the Middle East.
Definitely, yeah.
Israel is lying about the fact that they have control of the airspace, whatever.
If Israel was lying about that, Iran would be showing pictures constantly of all the downed F-16s or F-22s. I don't know what the Jews are flying these days. They would be showing those constantly on their media.
Yeah.
To try and make it, to convince Trump that it's going to be an easy win, it's not going to be an easy win.
Okay? Hindsight's all 20/20 and shit, right?
Yeah, since we only went in there to blow up a couple of buildings, and we did that in, a few hours?
Yeah. Apparently the Jews are flying the F-35s now. Okay, gotcha.
Oh.
They're even more advanced than I thought. It's been a while since I've paid attention to air forces around the world.
I hear they got the money for it.
Yeah. I just wanted to highlight this woman because there's way too many Americans who think like this.
Yeah, they have a very strange vision of the world in general. The way people think about world affairs and foreign policy is very unusual, I find.
I want to put this on the screen. I have not verified this article, but it kind of makes the point I want to make as we continue with what that dumbass lady said. The headline here reads, "Man high on meth fights off 15 police officers while masturbating."
I think we talked about that story.
And this guy says, and Iran thinks they can take us. Yeah, if you want to hate what the U.S. does, the government takes actions on your behalf. fine, hate them, but be realistic about it. Iran has as much chance fighting us as a toddler has of beating Terry Crews in a fight. They're just going to get stomped. And you'd be like, no, I think the toddler's going to win this thing. No. That F-35 they photoshopped was way too big. Who photoshopped an F-35? They got a special variant of the F-35 just for them. Does it have a death ray on it? Because if not, thank you, Frosted. Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne. Yes.
No, it's Andrew Frey.
We just got meth heads out there beating up 15 police, masturbating at the same time. And they're like, no, those desert goat fuckers are totally going to take us. This guy ain't even in the army, man. He's just a dude. Americans are better. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Dark Resurrect, thank you for that feminist $12. Funny update. Leftists are dressing up as ICE agents and staging raids. They then record these and post them online. Impersonation of a federal officer carries a 3-year prison term. Only the smartest people. Yeah. I get what they're going for. They just want to have a propaganda war. And why wouldn't you just do AI? AI's gotten pretty good.
There's the mirror.co.uk article
on this guy.
Andrew Frey. Yeah, the meth guy.
Yeah, the idea that Iran could take us is so nonsensical. Oh my God, did you see that comment Sean wrote today? Actual Justice Warrior.
I vaguely remember seeing his post, but I don't remember what it was.
He was replying to Dave Smith, who Dave Smith was one of the people like, we're gonna get in a war and lose. And he said this, that if Dave was correct on this, it would be so prophetic it could marry a 6-year-old.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. That was a Muhammad reference for you folks in the crowd that don't get
one of the funniest fucking things I've read in a long time. If that is his, hats off. If it's not his, hats off to whoever said it first. But that shit's funny.
Yeah, it is. I'm a little jealous of not coming up with that one first.
Me too. So prophetic it could marry a 6-year-old. You couldn't say that on Twitter a couple of years ago.
No.
Like how dare you shame that pedophile prophet?
Yeah, well, I mean, Hollywood is trying to normalize the peds, so
I think that's another thing that should be asked of Mamdani. Ask him what he thinks the legal age should be.
Yeah.
Ask Mamdani if it was okay for Muhammad to fuck a 9-year-old. Anyone? I dare you. I know puberty started earlier back then. Well, anyhow, what else? Go ahead.
Before we get too far away from the Iran thing, I did have a video clip that's kind of related to what we were talking about.
Okay. Is it in the queue already?
Yeah, it's the site.
Okay.
The only link there.
I wasn't sure. I hadn't noticed that you'd put one over there. I wasn't sure if this was the one you were talking about, or oh God, this lady. Yeah. Okay. Or if you would link the article from the Mirror. I saw you did that in chat. I didn't know if you did it privately too.
No, but I'll send it to you if you want it.
I got confused. Yeah. We won't bring it up on the screen, but I feel like you were right that we talked about it, but I don't remember.
Yeah, we cover a lot of the weird news, so
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the article's actually from 2013, but I see where it was archived 2 years ago, and I wouldn't doubt that it was one of us that did that.
All right.
I know, yeah, I know we're finna go to war and everything and all that type of stuff, but is us going to war is gonna mess up like the food economics and stuff. Like,
She gonna eventually get to it, but she's talking about the war with Iran. You guys out here scaring black women. Could y'all stop?
Well, to be fair, I think this woman's pretty easily scared. She's pretty stupid.
Black women are the most oppressed people that have ever lived ever, and you're out here scaring them. You should be ashamed of yourselves for this.
Shame!
She's asking the real question. Wait till she gets to her full question. Ebony says, bruh, I'm just going by what the liberals tell me.
is it gonna be like a shortness on food or whatever? Because like that's what I'm like curious about, like, because like,
Can I just throw this out there? If you're overweight, as you clearly are, maybe don't make videos about how your big worry is food. Because you're just making it way too easy for people like me.
That's what I said too. I mean, you made the jokes so easily by just being like, I'm worried about the food. Well, I mean, look at you. Of course you are. That's what fat people worry. I'm a fat person. I get it. You're like, what about my food?
She gets even worse with what kind of food.
he doing too much, and I don't want that to really just affect us eating as us the people. So
how much food do you think we get from Iran?
How much food does Iran have? Because it can't be a lot.
Oh,
and she is worried about food, but she is worried about a very specific kind of food.
So in Iran or Iran, like, do we get products from over there? Like, not vegetables and like meat.
I like the way she said, like meat. Not like vegetables, like meat.
Yeah, nobody's shocked that you're not worried about the vegetables. Being one yourself, you probably got a plentiful supply. Okay. We do get some food from Iran. Not a lot, Jack. It's mostly dates and raisins. I think was olive oil one of them that I saw? We don't get meat from there.
We don't get anything we couldn't get from other places.
There's nowhere she ran or run. Thank you, Frank. Yeah, she doesn't run anywhere. That's unless an ice cream truck is a little further than she likes. You can't set us up like this. I'm not worried about. I'm worried about the meat. Okay, as a woman, you can't make a video where what you're wanting is the meat. You're setting up the trolls. You can't do this.
Yeah, now that pause game is what the sheep see before they die.
The meat. Why did her voice get so deep on the meat? Is it all the protein?
I don't know.
I need the meat. For those of you who share this woman's worry, don't worry. We have plenty of food, and we don't get much from Iran. And blowing up their nuclear facility probably not going to hurt the supply of dates. Does anybody actually eat dates?
Not a lot of people. Like, we export more food than you would think.
Oh, yeah.
We export quite a bit. Our food supply is not that concerning right now. I'm just saying, just throwing it out there. If you're worried about that, we produce food and toilet paper. Just relax.
I mean, you're talking, if you listen to Tucker Carlson, literally World War III, and your concern is meat from Iran.
What what do they have over there? Camels and locusts? That seems to be about all they really got.
I mean, the goat meat is probably tender with as much pounding as it takes.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's meat.
Like stuff like that. Like, do that come out of Iran and stuff? Because if so, then me and Donald Trump got a problem.
If her meat supply comes from Iran, then her and Trump got it. Lady, I almost feel bad because at this point, I'm beginning to think that she wouldn't be allowed to be a flight attendant.
Because she couldn't get down the aisle, or
No, that's a callback to earlier. Retards can't be.
I know. I
attendants.
just wanted to make a fat joke.
Wow.
I'm a bad person.
You stepped on my retard joke, man.
I know, for a fat joke, which is sad because in the hierarchy, retard trumps fatty every time.
It does. Anyway,
I apologize. It was uncalled for. No, look, I feel kind of bad for people like this because she's on a device where she could have looked that up instead of filming this video and looking stupid. I don't care about what color she is or even the fact that she's fat. She's too stupid to know that she could have just looked up what we buy from a place like Iran or any country for that matter. She could just looked it up on her phone. Instead, she sits there and makes a video and makes herself look like a fool.
Thank you, Dangerous. We were taught that anonymous sources should essentially be like using Wikipedia in a college paper. It's a great starting point to chase down a. It's a great starting point. Blah, 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 blah. It's a great starting point to chase down a better name source, but don't put it into your story. Yeah, but these days that's all they do.
Oh yeah, it's pure laziness.
Not with just Iran, but with me personally. So can y'all tell me, do we get products from over there? Or like we good?
We good. We good. You can relax. You might want to go back to school because you're not very smart. And I don't know if that's something that can be corrected or not, Jack.
I mean, she doesn't seem to understand that she holds a device that could give her the answer to her questions. So training somebody like that's going to be an uphill battle.
I'm just... How do people think the food supply works?
They don't know. They don't know how anything works. It's a very big problem with people under like 35 now. They don't have any concept of how anything is done. They don't understand supply chains or logistics or import export. Just the surface level concept seems very nebulous and mysterious to them. But don't worry, they know everything.
Sorry, will you talk for just a minute?
Sure. Yeah, I look, it's not because she's black. Don't start that shit. It's because she's fucking stupid. And I have a problem with people being that level of ignorant that they don't even know what country the food is coming from. I could understand if you're like, okay, do Arabica beans actually come from Arabia? You can look that up. Just use the internet. It's on the damn phone that you're on.
I mean, I can forgive not knowing exactly where everything comes from, but if you have ever seen a globe and can find Iran, the idea that we have any kind of major importing coming there of food, the only other thing we get from them is basically grains, Jack, which we have plenty of grains here.
Yeah, we don't need to import that shit from them. That's like specialty store stuff.
Yeah. I don't want to watch that one. I'm going to put this one into chat for people. It's a police fight, Jack.
Oh yeah.
So the police are arresting somebody in Santa Ana, California. I would play this, but there is violence in it, so we'd probably get in trouble.
Yeah. Sounds right.
But as they're arresting him, a couple of his friends come over and get into a fist fight with the police. And now those police officers are being looked at for possible excessive force because one of them pulled out their nightstick and was hitting one of the guys with it, which, by the way, aim for the head instead of the knee and it'll take care of it much quicker.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that.
I know.
To go for the disabling shot. Not the make them disabled shot.
We can show a picture right here. This is one of the two guys that attacked the police, and you can see this cop right here with his billy club back. He's hitting this guy in the knee. He hits him several times.
Oh yeah, you ever been hit in the knee with a stick?
Oh yeah,
it's like a motherfucker.
But he kept fighting back, and eventually, instead of one guy getting arrested, I think 5 people got arrested.
That sounds right. No, I don't think. Look, if these cops were attacked by a crowd, I fully understand them using their nightsticks. I don't think that's excessive force. They're lucky that this didn't happen in like Texas. It's just where they got shot.
Yeah, I want to find a very specific part of the video. See if I can get a still shot from it. It's hard to see. Right back here is a white woman that had to be held back. Because, of course, there was a white woman wanting to get involved. Probably who started it.
And who would cry the hardest when she got her ass kicked?
Some drunk-ass white woman starting some shit.
Yeah. Look, I've said it so many times. There are times when the police are in the wrong. But a lot of these situations that have been coming up, these are not those cases. Somebody getting lawfully arrested who's a complete fucking idiot and scumbag. And then everybody's like, we gotta de-arrest him, man.
People have gotten way too comfortable attacking police officers. And probably has a lot to do with leftist politicians coming out there and saying shit like, you need to stay in the streets.
Yeah.
Dangerous, thank you. The only war that lady needs to worry about is the war against diabetes. By the way, this is why I say people these days having access to basically all information doesn't mean they're all any smarter. We've always had access to information, and people are dumber than the access we have.
Yeah, well, information is only good as your ability to use it. We don't teach critical thinking. We don't teach research anymore. People are lazy. Here we are.
I remember walking behind a group of girls coming home from school back in 10th grade. And I heard them having a conversation about how you get AIDS. And the one of them said, you don't have to worry about getting AIDS. You only get AIDS if you do it in the butt. I'm like, that's for men. My point there is that at that time, AIDS awareness was everywhere. I mean, it was even in our fucking sitcoms.
Yeah.
There were several very special episodes about little AIDS-ridden children who all died really quickly.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what happens on TV shows.
AIDS kills on TV much quicker than it does in real life.
Yeah, it was like super plague.
Thank you, Rocco. If I attack a cop, I'd expect to get shot, but that's me. And I'm with you on that. And as I watched that video, I was shocked none of the cops pulled a gun. There is one part where it looks like a cop might have pulled a gun, but you can't really see. And I don't know if maybe he had a taser or something else. But I would have shot one of those motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's why we're not cops.
Yeah.
I don't have the temperamental disposition for that job.
They ran up behind a cop and hit him in the head. I would have shot that fucker.
Yeah, well, that's attempted murder. It's like the
Yep.
Cop that got hit in, what was it, Seattle?
Rocco, you don't have to apologize for typos. It wasn't even your typos that threw me off. It's my bad eyesight that threw me off. That's why I read it like I was retarded. It's because I have trouble seeing these days. But thank you for the donation, my friend. All right, moving along, Jack. What else do we have tonight? I really don't have anything else. It's been a kind of slow day around here. I slept today, Jack. I woke up and went pee, and then I was like, I'm going back to bed. And so I did, and I slept till like 7. It was nice.
Oh.
I don't sleep that often, as you are well aware. So when I get a long sleep like that, it's really nice.
Yeah, you need the rest.
But because of that, I wasn't doing my job and getting stories and stuff to talk about for the evening.
Well, you know, that'll happen.
Yeah.
Did you see they did charge Carmelo Anthony officially?
I did. Grand jury came down with a first-degree murder indictment on him, which was kind of expected. I saw the other day that some of the footage had leaked. I don't remember who leaked it, but it's not great footage. It's from like way up in the stands. Their footage that shows a scuffle kind of breaking out. They have much better footage of it, I'm sure. But yeah, that kid's going. The only thing that pissed me off about it is this is in Florida, right? Is that where the Carmelo Anthony thing happened?
I was thinking Texas, but
Texas. Okay, yeah, maybe Texas. Either way, I know it's in a state where they have the death penalty, and this kid's only looking at life.
Oh well, he's so oppressed or whatever.
Well, we have special rules for the death penalty, like only if they were doing something else too. Anyway, Cas One, thank you. Might be a correction between now. Might be a correction between how infantile we are now and how much entertainment lies between osmosis when it comes to life suffering. Are you talking about how stupid people are? The reality is, do you know why people are so stupid? Jack, any idea?
They're lazy and the intelligence. Dumb people breed more.
Because most people don't need a lot of the information.
Yeah, but they should. People should want to learn.
Most people don't. Most people want to play their Xbox or buy shoes. You would think that you want to be informed so that you can go vote and stuff, but they're too busy with what they actually care about. I'm not saying it's okay.
This makes me sad.
It's just how the world actually is.
Yeah.
I've been a political junkie since my teens, Jack, which made me weird. Because everybody else was like video games, which I like video games, but I also like news where they would also like more video games. And I'm not being mean to them about it. It's just what they cared about more, and I cared more about policy and shit.
Yeah.
I have lasted in this space so much longer than other people who did political content because I actually care and enjoy the political process. I like politics and that kind of stuff, so I stay abreast about it. Ask me something about NASCAR and see how much I fucking know.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Meanwhile, my father-in-law, who, if you've ever heard his political opinions, are interesting. Ask him about NASCAR. He knows a shit ton about that. Abreast? Yes, abreast. Anyway,
sometimes too.
You guys are like juvenile. Monkey just called you guys juvenile. Let that sink in. All right, Jack. Anything else we want to talk about for the evening?
There was one thing I wanted to talk about briefly. Did you see the stabbings at the music festival in France?
Yes. You're talking about with the needles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
145 teen girls stabbed with syringes at a popular music festival. 12 people have been arrested.
Do you have the video that went with that?
No, I have the news article.
I swear
I could get you the video.
I swear I saw the video on your page.
Yeah, it's on my timeline.
Yeah, could you grab that? Because I want to talk about one part of that video.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
And then after that, we're gonna just wrap up. If you have other stuff, that's cool. But if we can break out early, I'm gonna go lay down because my tummy's still not
good.
Okay.
I understand completely. Give me 1 second for this to actually work.
Yeah. So while he's looking for that, At this music festival, there were apparently 12 people wandering around. I want to say people got sick, but I don't remember.
There you go.
But yeah, they were stabbing chicks at this music festival. And is this the one? Yeah, okay. So this is the kind of show. Hey, we got rid of guns, so don't worry. That bad people will find a way to still hurt you.
Yeah.
That's Charlie Hebdo, how getting rid of guns worked out. Anyway.
In France were targeted in more than 100 syringe attacks over the weekend. 145 people were jabbed with syringes at different venues across the country during Fête de la Musique.
So see, this wasn't just at one music festival. They were doing this across the country.
Yeah.
This is a coordinated terrorist attack.
It was part of World Music Day. So there were little festivals everywhere, but they kind of generically make it sound like it was one event at one location. And
yeah.
It really wasn't.
Teenage girls were among the people who ended up in hospital. Most noticed a mark on their body before feeling ill and seeking medical help. Officials have not yet said what was in the syringes.
Where were they stabbing them that they didn't feel the stab?
Well, look at how small a lot of modern needles are.
I feel them when they go in, though.
Yeah, but if you're dancing and you're probably doing a little bit of ecstasy or drinking, it's pretty easy not to notice a lot of modern syringes. They're very small gauge.
I cannot agree with that. I feel like if I got stuck anywhere, dude, if I bump into something, what the fuck?
Yeah, but you're not some weird hairy Frenchman either.
True. I wouldn't hang around French people.
12 people have now been detained in relation to the attacks. So, with hundreds of thousands of people set to attend festivals in the UK this summer, how can you protect yourself?
All right, now this is the part I wanted to get to. 100 people, what's the total? 118 was the final tally, something like that?
145.
145 were stabbed with needles. So how can you protect yourself from getting stabbed with a needle? Jack, my answer was plate mail.
I was going to go with hijab.
Generally, the advice is to make sure you're aware of your surroundings.
Being aware of your surroundings will not help you not get stabbed by somebody walking by you with a needle.
Make sure you get permission from your father or brother before going out.
If you see something suspicious, then report it to staff or the police, and don't leave any possessions or drinks unattended.
If you don't leave your drink unattended, you won't get stabbed by somebody with a needle.
Or get free drugs. Sorry.
Did any of the things she named actually stop you from getting stabbed by somebody with a needle?
No, not a damn thing.
Maybe if you see somebody with a needle and you go tell on them, then close. But that doesn't stop the other people. There were 12 of them, remember?
Yeah.
From stabbing your ass. None of those things help. This is why I said plate mail. That's the only thing that's going to work. Plate armor. Or don't go to these kind of festivals. Don't go where you got a whole bunch of people packed shoulder to shoulder, stinking up the place. Can you imagine what that stank like?
In France? God, no. I don't even want to. I've been to enough garbage dumps over the year. I don't want to picture it.
It's like the Cuyahoga River in the 80s, man.
Right? Except not on fire.
When did Europe become so cucked? Around the same time the rest of the world did, with when Muslims attacked America and we're like, we have to show Muslims we don't hold it against them.
Yeah,
because they're like, that's how you make them not hurt you.
Capitulation, yeah.
Capitulation.
The soft invasion. Welcome to the European Caliphate.
Yep. But there you go. If you don't want to get stabbed with a needle, don't leave your drink unattended. That might be one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever heard in my life.
Yep.
So if you don't like needles and you have to go to the hospital and you're afraid you're going to get a shot, just bring a drink with you and don't leave it unattended.
Yeah, the drinks are notorious for warding off doctors. And apples. Apples keep doctors away.
The doctor's like, I want to give you a shot, but you're holding that soda. It's like a magical barrier around you.
I feel uncomfortable.
Look, here's the reality of it. You can't stay safe. I know nobody wants to hear that, but you can't stay safe. You can do as much as you can, and that's it. And
it's true. Safety is an illusion. Monkey's back.
I'm back.
Back again.
Bad things are going to happen to you from time to time, and bad things are going to happen to other people from time to time. The chance of it actually happening to you is pretty fucking slim. Go out there, enjoy your life. Do what you can to stay safe, but just go enjoy your life. Don't worry that you're not going to get your Iranian meat. You'll be okay. Don't worry that you left your drink unattended and now you're going to get stuck with a needle because that drink wasn't going to save you.
You shouldn't leave your drink unattended anyway. I mean, somebody will probably just steal it.
I'm far more concerned about my wallet getting taken than I am about getting stabbed with a needle.
That's a general rule, yeah.
But I just loved this is why I wanted the video, because the advice there. How can you protect yourself? Don't leave your drink unattended. Like it's a rape seminar.
Yeah, look, maybe these needles had Rohypnol or something in them, but I kind of doubt it since only a few people got sick. But maybe, here's an idea. Be aware of your surroundings and don't go to these big festivals in Europe where people seem to get attacked all the time. It's like going to a Christmas market in Germany. What are you, retarded?
Thank you, Sephirus. It says, evening, gentlemen. Good evening.
Good evening.
Even if you're aware of your surroundings, if you're in any kind, like sporting events is where I tend to run into, I don't do them anymore, but last time I was at a sporting event would be the largest crowds I tend to get around.
Yeah.
And even then, you can be paying as much attention, but unless you're making circles the whole time you're walking to make sure nobody comes up behind you and bumps into you, if somebody wants to stick you with a needle, they're going to do it.
No, man, you just got to be really hyper alert, zigzag everywhere you go, occasionally double back, make a trail. Have layers on, like reversible layers, so you can change your clothes. This is stupid movie shit.
We were asked if we heard about the Iranian illegal roundup, and yes, I did see that.
Yeah.
And the usual suspects are out there like, oh my God, they're being mean to illegals. The one that I saw, the guy has quite the rap sheet, including beating his wife. How come all these illegals beat their wives?
Well, they're from third world countries, so.
And why are so many women staying with third worlders who beat them?
I guess they really didn't do the dishes.
I don't know. You ruined the spaghetti. I made tacos. I know. Anyway, on that wonderfully politically correct joke, we're gonna wrap this one up. Sorry guys, I'm just not feeling well, and I don't want to vomit on stream. Yeah, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. Yeah, I don't want to have to replace another keyboard jack.
Right?
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the donations. You guys are so kind, and for coming out and hanging out with us every day. I was looking at the views on the videos, Jack, and even with me basically taking almost a week and a half off, everybody's still coming out and watching us. We have the best audience ever.
Oh, yeah. That's just science.
You guys are fucking amazing. And thank you for that. Jack, anything you want to show?
I already dropped some links. Thank you guys for the donations and all the support you give us. You guys are awesome. Appreciate all the donations. Your support keeps us going. Did you drop out again?
Dick. Sorry. You cut out for me, and I was like, oh, I thought you were going on, and then I heard you talking again, and then you cut out immediately after that. I'm like, oh, it's just my internet. So when I came back and you guys heard the word dick, I was calling my internet a dick, not Jack.
Oh.
If I was going to call Jack a dick, I'd make sure he could hear it.
DM it to me, too.
Dick. Anyway, I'm just going to start randomly saying dick to people.
You got to be careful about the situation you say that in. It is Pride Month.
No, if you make it as a question, you could be asking them if that's their name.
Oh,
right?
Or if they have one.
So you just walk up to a chick and be like, Dick? And she's like, no. Oh, I thought you were my friend Dick. See?
He transitioned.
This is why my wife doesn't like me talking in public. All right, guys. That wraps this one up. Jack, a pleasure as always, my friend.
Always glad to be here.
We love you. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you on the next one. Bye now.
Bye, everybody.
Reminder, I'm not going to be here Saturday for a whole week. So, bye. It was a spoken word song. Get over it.